Well, Mike, so the depth chart's out. Just time to put your feet up, wait till kickoff, or how does it work for you from here to the game time?
Yeah, I think usually for the coaches, the work's mostly done. I think the play callers probably go through some stuff, again. But I like to, me personally, just pay attention to some end of game stuff.
Fine details. Kyrie Wilson, game time decision. I know you're confident. How confident are you going to be that if he does play, he'll be able to do everything you expect him to do?
Yeah, we generally don't put anybody out there if they can't execute their assignments. So we'll see.
Is Kyrie special in that sense? I mean, I asked you, I think last week, it was just I didn't ask you, I asked Jordan Younger this. Just confident to put a guy who hasn't played that much. There's always talk about a guy, even guy who's working well in practice, always takes a game or to kind of get back up to speed. Like how comfortable are you with Kyrie if he, given how much time he's missed?
Yeah, he's been with us a long time. He knows what we do. Once again, when they work to get back on the field, they are as close to game shape as they possibly can be, right? I mean, Al and Braden don't mess around with that stuff. They work them extremely hard to get to this point. So, in terms of his understanding of a game plan, it'll be good,
Brandon Alexander said he would do anything that you asked him to do. It looks like you have him starting at safety. And there's no designation behind him. He's fully ready to go.
He is.
What is the mood of the team right now? You guys talk a lot about getting into a bit of a zone. There's that week, but then this is kind of that moment. What have you seen around the locker room?
Yeah, I think they're right where they need to be today. Kickoff's not for another 29 hours or whatever it is. So each guy's going to have, their own routine that they're going to follow. But I don't think 29 hours before a game that you should be, emotionally fully invested into that just yet, right? I think you need to sort of just make some time to relax and go about your day the way you normally would.
We've heard not so much from you, but a lot from your players this year about how you've kind of told them it's going to be different this year. It's not going to look the same maybe as previous years, and that message seems to have been maintained right up to this point, including you've earned it now to be where you are. What is it about this group that's different? What has you so encouraged about this particular group and what they've been through heading into the playoffs?
Yeah, I think with every team, I mean, you're going to find every coach is going to say the same thing. Every team, every year is different, even if you have a great core back, a number of players back, because they still have to figure out in their own way, in that version, in this year's version, how to become the team they want to be. And I think that's what's encouraging is they've been through a season and had like every season, a bunch of different trials, and they've come through really, really well with it. And I think at this point, the work's been put in, and, watching them out there and watching them play, watching them work, put in the extra time, watching them interact with each other at the times where they're not working, tells me they're right where they need to be.
Paul, go ahead. Roster decisions must be tough for you guys this time of year, particularly. You show this week compared to last week a shift towards DBs and away from D linemen. What goes into that?
Guys getting healthy, game plan. Yeah. I mean, there was a time there where we didn't change our roster much because the group we had stayed relatively healthy, but even through that, we always reserve the right to move the roster around to whatever we think it's going to take on that given day. Mm-hmm. And so, we've got some guys healthy, and we've made a few moves. But the hardest part, you talk about the roster decisions being hard. It's hard because you're always dealing with people, right? You're unfortunately always letting somebody down.
Asked both the other guys this: what's harder now that you've experienced both? What's harder, getting to the top or staying there?
Yeah. Did you ask me that before?
Oh, have I?
I don't know.
thought this was-
I've been asked that before.
Okay.
I don't have the answer.
Yeah.
You know, because we don't. That would take a comparison to last year, and we don't even look
Yeah.
back like that, right? So
So it hasn't.
it's all hard. Winning is difficult,
Of course.
you know, no matter what, right?
Yeah. Willie talked though about when you're at the top, you got that target on your back, and you always seem to get the other team's best, which I know you think you do anyway, but you don't feel that's different, eh?
It's not that I do or don't. I've not really.
Haven't looked at it.
I don't really look at it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Last thing, as many times as you've done this now, how will your stomach feel heading into the game, like coming out of that tunnel? How will you feel?
Yeah, I'll be excited. Yep. Yep. I've learned to use it, you know. I don't think it's like when you're 12, you know. You recognize that it's a good response. You know, your body's preparing to fight, which is, I like that.
Can you shut it off to sleep tonight?
I won't sleep well, but yeah, I'll get some sleep.
Perfect. Thank you, Coach.
Sure.